Hey folks, I have seen a lot of people online uh, needing to or wanting to start cutting their own hair. And so, as somebody who has been cutting my own hair for 3 or 4 months now, I thought it would be nice to just show you guys how I do that um, and have it come out looking not awful because I was nervous to start doing it and seeing other people do it helped me get over that. So hopefully this will be helpful and not take forever. As you can see, I'm getting a little too fuzzy on the sides. I don't like it this long. As a note, I don't actually cut this part. I am letting that grow out because I'm gay and I like it. But if you want to buzz your hair, or if you want to do like an undercut or something, hopefully this will be at least semi-helpful. So the first thing you're going to need is, let me grab my camera here. First thing you're going to need is one of these guys. So this is my electric razor. It sucks. It's about $15. Don't buy a $15 one because it's not. Just get a $30 one. It'll work better. So first thing you want to do is have one of those and make sure it's all the way charged up, because if it runs out in the middle, you'll be stuck looking really, really stupid for about 4 hours while you wait for it to charge back up again. So they're pretty simple. It's just your regular old electric razor. And they come with these guard things, at least they should. These usually have on the back of them, I don't know if you can see that, but it's not going to focus. There's some little writing right here that has ABS 3 on it, which means this is a 3mm guard. And that's the one I usually use just because if I try and go shorter than that, I just look bald. And I don't really like that. So they just snap on like that, and then they hang out on there. And so this is actually the only thing I use because I don't cut the long part. And I usually do this shirtless in the bathtub because I don't like getting hair all over my floor because it's carpeted. And I don't have like a tarp or anything. But if you have any space where you don't have carpet or where cleanup is going to be easy, then do it there because you're going to get hair everywhere. The other thing you will need, I reach behind you here, is a secondary mirror. This is just your, $3 CVS drugstore mirror. This is important for getting the back of your head, and also if you cut your hair in the bathtub like I do, for getting the front of your head and the sides of your head and all parts of your head. So I'll show you guys how I do this one. But first, we're going to cut and go into the bathroom, and I'm going to do this part and this part. That's the other thing you need if you have hair like mine. I'm going to reach behind you again. Is regular old hair tie. Get this out of the way. And just when you do this part, if you have to do this part, just try and make sure that it's not falling back onto this part here. See, because if I pull it all the way through and tighten it, it's going to fall back onto the back part of my head here, and then I could catch it in the razor and trim more than I want to. So it didn't used to be this long, and it didn't used to be a problem, but it is now. So just make sure that any hair you don't want to cut is secure and out of the way. So I'm going to cut, go in the bathroom, and you won't be able to hear anything because there's a fan, but I'm going to cut the sides of my head. Okay, here we are in my glorious microscopic bathroom with awful audio. Got my mirror, got my electric razor. Let's do this. Okay, so that's about all we can do facing forwards. Got all of the back stuff here, and you'll notice that I've left kind of a lot at the edges of the long part. That is on purpose. It's because if you try and get this thing right up in there. It's really easy to take off some of this part. So I save that until last, and I'll do it in front of the other mirror, which is a little bit easier because I can get it a little closer. And also I don't have to worry about getting hair everywhere because that's not a whole lot of hair. So we're going to head back into the room with good audio and keep going from there. And we're back. So now I'm going to do the back of my head. As you can see, I have my other mirror hanging up there. It's because the best way to do this is to look into the small mirror. I'll show you what I see when I do this. Look into the small mirror and you can see the back of your own head in there. So hopefully you can see how that looks. And if not, sorry, I'm not a cinematographer. But basically you look in the small mirror, you can see the back of your own head in the big mirror, and it's just a lot easier to focus that way than trying to do it the other way around, where what you'll be looking at is super tiny. So I'm going to do the back of my head, and then we're going to clean this stuff up, and that's about it. You'll be covered in hair at the end of it. So I'm going to do that, and yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, and this is the back of my head for 3.5 minutes. So you will notice probably that there's hair all over me. This is par for the course, and also why I usually do this without my shirt on. But I don't really know y'all like that, so. So you'll also notice that the razor tends to get kind of full of hair. They usually come with a little brush guy. You just brush it right on out of there. I put mine in the sink. And so then really the only thing left to do is come up here and grab these guys, which I'm going to do in the camera because it'll be easier for y'all to see. So the other thing that I didn't mention earlier that I should have is that when you're using these, you should always go against the grain of your hair. You probably noticed me starting here and going up. They just work better that way. If you try and do it the other way, you'll have to go over 1,000,000 times. So I'm just going to clean this last bit up as best I can. Usually I don't take it all the way down just because it's too easy to accidentally get into this stuff. And then I'll just trim it back with scissors at the very end until it looks reasonable. And then that's about it. So I'm going to do that last part and then sign off. And I hope it was helpful. So that'll probably do for now. I'm going to clean that up a little bit later. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that if you need to cut your hair at home, that this kind of gave you a little bit of confidence about being able to do that and have it come out okay. The only other thing I will say is that if you do have parts of your hair that are long and parts of your hair that you're cutting off, and those are not the same part, you will probably nip a few hairs and have them come out. That's just kind of how it is when you start. You'll miss a little bit. You'll take out some of the longer hairs. It's okay. It's probably not going to look weird unless you get like a fist-sized chunk of hair. So don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. Stay safe out there. And I hope that this was helpful and that you have fun cutting your own hair if you're going to do that. See you around.